Hello everybody. For this dinner I'm making kasha, not kasha varnishka, just kasha. And I'm going to lay out the ingredients for you. If any of you are wondering what kasha is, it's really buckwheat. And you can get them at the Russian market, or you could just get them on Amazon. It's a grain. I like the whole grain, not the crushed. You can get it crushed or whole. But I usually get kasha or buckwheat. I get it whole. This is a 32 ounce. I'm only going to use about half of it. So what you need is, of course, the kasha, onion, mushrooms, 4 stalks of celery, about 8 cloves of garlic, pepper, and of course my favorite, instead of salt, I always use chicken bouillon. Okay, now I'm making these ingredients that I'm making is enough for 8 servings, which is quite a lot. If you're only making it for your family, then and you're only 4, then use half the portions that I'm using right now. So basically, I'm going to chop the onion, chop the celery, chop the mushrooms, chop the garlic, and I'm going to stir fry them. I'll soften them up. Then I'm going to add water, salt, pepper, and mazola. And you're asking how much water to use? Well, it's just like rice. If you're using 1 cup of buckwheat, then use 2 cups of water. All right. All right, so I chopped all the vegetables up and I put them in a pot. Get the right size pot depending on how much you're making. I usually use a smaller pot when I'm cooking for 4, but this is for 8 people, so I needed a bigger pot. So I'm on full heat right now, and I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of olive oil. Excuse me, half a cup. I'm using half a cup because this is for 8 people. It would be a 1/4 cup or 3 tablespoons if I was just making for 4. And at this point, I'm going to stir fry it. I'm going to stir fry it for about 5 minutes because I want everything to be nice and soft. Okay. Okay, so it's been about a little over 5 minutes, and as you can see, things have shrunk down. And you're going to say, David, that's a lot of vegetables. And the answer is yes. This is a very healthy dish. There's a lot of vegetables, lots of onions, celery, mushrooms, garlic, lots of it. So at this point, I'm going to add the kasha. And I did carefully measure it. It is 2 cups. Again, I normally make only 1 cup, but this time I doubled the recipe. So this is important to measure the kasha because you need to know exactly how much water to add. So I'm going to add the kasha. And quite immediately I'm going to add 2 cups of double the amount of tap water, so 4 cups. There's 2 cups of water. And 2 more cups of water. There we go. And at this point, I need to add, I'm going to add the bouillon, about 2 tablespoons, and I'm going to add some pepper. Now, I will taste the liquid, and I might add a little bit more of the bouillon and a little bit more of the pepper, so that's to taste. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to let it simmer for about 20 minutes to half an hour. Okay, so we mixed everything. This is a good time for you to test the liquid to make sure you have enough salt. I recommend you start with 1 tablespoon or half a tablespoon and add a little bit at a time until you get the right salinity. And I also sprinkled some pepper, and that too is by taste. So taste the liquid. This is good. And at this point, I'm going to lower the heat. And I'm going to cover it up. And we're going to let it simmer.